Hello and welcome to Niger Delta Television News. I am Joyce Batowe. Here are the highlights. Governor Doye swears in 15 new permanent secretaries. President Tinubu seeks Senate confirmation for 3 nominees as INEC commissioners, plus dozens killed as Israel forces attack South Lebanon. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye has charged the newly sworn-in permanent secretaries in the state to perform their duties with utmost integrity and accountability in the various ministries to which they have been assigned. Senator Diri gave the charge on Tuesday during the swearing-in ceremony of 15 permanent secretaries at the Executive Council chambers of Government House, Nyenegwa. Correspondent George Ameli completes the reports.
The Executive Council chambers in Government House Yenagwa is filled with visitors colorfully adorned as they have come to witness the elevation of their loved ones as permanent secretaries in the Bayelsa State Civil Service. The Chief Registrar of the State High Court administered the oaths of office and allegiance on the permanent secretaries.
Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye urged the newly sworn-in permanent secretaries to imbibe high standards of professionalism and ethics.
I charge you, therefore, to lead with integrity and accountability. You are not merely managers, you are stewards of the public, and you must earn the public trust. Establish high standards of professionalism and ethics, ensuring that your actions reflect the aspirations and values of our people. Drive positive change by implementing policies and programs, and prioritize the welfare of Bayelsans, and always seek for collaborative efforts and synergy amongst yourselves. Be proactive in addressing the challenges that you are faced with. Be innovative in your approach in finding solutions. You cannot continue to do things the same way and expect a better result. True leadership lies not just in the decisions that will be made by the honorable commissioners and all other decision-making bodies, but more importantly, the implementation of those decisions. And you are at the helm of affairs in the implementation of those decisions.
The 15 newly sworn-in permanent secretaries include Anenigmo Loveday, Cloud Gogo, Agnes Oloye, Kemerai Dobra, Raymond Angaye, Omubode Priye, Stanley Sokari, and Okrinya Samsiso. Others are Peremoboere Soro, Powaide Otrofanowe, Hamilton Ekeke, Ayabowe Nimo, John Samuel, Apulu Yabusa, and Payeboye Luko. Governor Diri expressed confidence in them to deliver excellence in the civil service, imploring them to foster teamwork and maintain open lines of communication, particularly with staffs in their ministries. From Government House in Yenagwa, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
The head social performance First E&P Development Company Limited, Aibatonye Benjamin Basso, has said that First E&P shall continue to empower communities and foster skills development in Bayelsa State. She stated this during the first E&P engagement with Kafeso community representatives and facility tour of Ogubase in Nyenegwa. Correspondent Nelson Agadi has the details.
Following the engagement of First E&P Development Company Limited with Kafeso community representatives and facility tour of Ogubase by the Minister of State Petroleum, Senator Enekin Lokuberi, and the delegation of NNPC in Yenagwa, the state capital. The head of social performance, First E&P Development Company Limited, Ayabatonye Benjamin Basso, said that the company will continue to empower communities and fostering skill development in the state. She stated this during the engagement with host communities, Professor representative in Yenagua.
For education, one of our flagship programs is the Best in Rural Professor Education Scheme, which we call BECI. 40 students are present from the Kefeso communities as a result of that scheme and now attending top secondary schools in Lagos on fully paid scholarship. You will hear more about these and other development interventions achieved through the collaborative efforts of the JV, the host communities, and the Bayelsa State government. Together, the NNPC Limited First EMP JV and Kefeso communities demonstrate the power of partnership in achieving sustainable development.
At the event, the parents of the beneficiaries of NNPC Enforce EMP Scholarship Program jointly thanked First EMP for giving their children and wards better opportunity and exposure to their counterparts across the nation.
As I speak to you, my daughter is in Lagos, in one of the best schools, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I want to say a very big thank you to First EMP for all that you do.
The Chairman Board of Trustees Confesso Host Community Development Trust Fund, His Royal Highness King Moses Theophilus, the Amadabo of Mokwama Sangana Kingdom, emphasized on Confesso.
What the Confesso is all about. Confesso, as you have seen all over the places, is just an acronym of communities. And then these communities are cut across 2 local government areas of Bayelsa State, 6 in Southern Region local government, and 5 in Browse local government area.
While the Honorable Minister for Petroleum, Senator Enekin Lokwebere, recommended Community Development Trust Fund to other communities in the state and beyond.
I recommend that to all other post communities trust fund to come and learn from Kefaso. And you guys, the member communities are working with them. I will do whatever I can to ensure that we sustain that cordial relationship, that exceptional relationship that is between you and Kefaso.
Present at the occasion were traditional rulers, CDC bodies, youth leaders, and other stakeholders in the petroleum sector. Earlier, the minister made a facility tour to Ogo Base. I am Nelson Agadi, reporting for NDTV.
Dangote Refinery has formalized a deal to supply 60 million litres of premium motor spirit, PMS, weekly to the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN. IPMAN spokesperson Chinedu Ukadike said the deal will positively impact fuel prices across the nation. The announcement comes on the heels of a previous agreement made on November 11, 2024, where IPMAN secured the right to lift petrol directly from Dangote Refinery. The deal aims to streamline fuel distribution and enhance market competition, which has already resulted to slight decrease in the price of petrol at member filling stations. Ukadike further stated that the reduction in fuel prices ranges from 10 naira to 50 naira, reflecting the immediate benefits of the supply agreement. He highlighted that the weekly allocation of 60 million litres is dependent on demand, allowing for flexible distribution across the country as the lifting process commences. The spokesperson emphasized that ongoing discussions with Dangote Refinery signify a proactive approach to addressing fuel supply challenges in Nigeria. The federal government has lifted the ban restricting the posting of members of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) to the public sector, allowing for corps members to now be posted to private sector organizations, including banks and oil and gas companies. In a memo issued by the Minister for Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, the new policy directive shall take effect with the commencement of the 2024 batch corps members exercise. The previous policy implemented during the tenure of former Minister for Youth and Sports Development, Bolaji Abdullahi, aimed at discouraging private companies from exploiting cheap labor while promoting public sector capacity building, restricted corps members to only 4 sectors of the economy, including education, agriculture, health, and infrastructure. The new policy follows President Bola Tinubu's strategy to combat rising youth unemployment by ensuring that government agencies align with the vision of his administration, adding that the directive will initially take effect in Lagos and Abuja. The policy will not only allow corps members to gain valuable experience in their chosen fields of study, but also acquire the experiences that would prepare them for the labor markets. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has transmitted to the Senate names of 3 nominees for appointment as commissioners in the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The nominees are Tukur Abdulrazak Yusuf and Professor Sunday Nyambam Ajas as national commissioners to represent the Northwest and the Southeast, and Shasheyi Fayemi Ibiyemi as the resident electoral commissioner, REC, for Ondo State. After reading President Tinubu's request letter, Senate President Godswill Akpabio referred the request to the Senate Committee on INEC for further legislative action. The committee is to report back in 2 weeks. Still to come in the news, dozens killed as Israel forces attack South Lebanon. For details of these and other stories, coming after the break. Please don't go away.
Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NYSC Koli Media Complex here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State. One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
We're glad to have you back. The news continues. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has rejected the outcome of the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State, citing widespread irregularities and compromise by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of the All Progressives Congress, APC, was declared the winner of the election with 366,781 votes, defeating PDP's Ajayi Agbaola, who garnered 117,845 votes. A statement on Tuesday by Ayo Fadaka, special advisor to PDP governorship candidate, alleged that INEC's action undermined the democratic process. Fadaka emphasized that democracy cannot thrive in an environment where unabated criminality is perpetrated by the agency, saddled with the responsibility of protecting the people's franchise. He noted that the PDP uncovered numerous instances of electoral misconduct, which he claims compromise the people's electoral desires. And from the entertainment scene, Nollywood actress Dayo Amusa has welcomed her first child, a baby boy, in the United States of America. For more on entertainment stories, let's join Mayowa Kadi.
Nollywood actress and filmmaker Dayo Amusa has joyfully announced the birth of her first child, a bouncing baby boy, in the United States of America. She took to her Instagram page on Monday to announce the good news while posting a collection of adorable pictures of her newborn baby boy. The happy news sparked widespread joy among Amusa's followers, fans, and even colleagues in the movie industry, who filled the comment section with congratulatory messages. Some commenters reflected on the backlash Amusa had previously received over being childless, thus appreciating God on her behalf for the wonderful gift of a bouncing baby boy. Nigerian music producer and singer Don Jazzy has opened up about his pain of not having a partner to join the viral Suspect challenge with. He expressed his disappointment through his Instagram page about missing out on the popular Suspect challenge trending on social media because he has no partner to team up with. He humorously lamented his solo status, adding a bittersweet touch to the ongoing thread, while hinting at how much it hurt. Instagram users wasted no time flooding Don Jazzy's comment section with hilarious reactions. Some joked that the Suspect had countless admirers in his DMs, but was too busy daydreaming about Rihanna to notice. Others took a jab at his high standard, joking that he might as well cancel the challenge since he is still waiting for his celebrity crush. The comment section became a playground of witty banter, leaving no shortage of laughs as the once married award-winning producer was being teased for his complaint about being single. Nigerian fashion designer Vicky James took to Instagram on November 19, 2024 to share an emotional video showering praises on her husband, Femi Atere, for his humility, confidence, and constant support amidst ongoing criticism about their public display of affection on social media. She thanked him for handling the online drama gracefully and highlighted how he has always stood by her despite just stepping into the spotlight. Vicky expressed immense gratitude for having a partner who consistently supports and boosts her career. She pointed out how rare it is to find a man like Femi who uplifts, celebrates, and supports her rather than competing or being threatened by her success. I am Mayowa Akadi for NDTV Entertainment News.
Burial rites have been an age-long practice of the Izon-speaking people of Bayelsa State. It is rites performed as a means to aid the peaceful transition of the soul of the deceased to the afterlife according to stipulated tradition. In this report, correspondent Ariprido Ikidi brings to the fore reasons and implications behind various practices. Our reports.
The sound of the talking drum is a wake-up call to everyone in the community to gather at the home of the deceased to begin the process of the shaving the hair on their heads, also known as tebesen, 3 days after the burial of an elderly man and 4 days after the burial of a woman. Although most people no longer shave their hair due to the advent of Christianity, men and women still gather, and other rites such as the donation of money, beating of the drum, dancing and buying of drinks and snacks for those present are still performed. Describing the rite as an age-long practice, Elder Event Kren Ikidi and Mr. Kuraku Wingitari explained why head shaving is an important part of the second burial rite.
After the death of the person, all his wives, all his children, great and grandchildren will shave all their hairs, and the hairs will be kept inside a carton. Why? Because showing that all those who have shaved their heads, they are from the eldest son and the eldest daughter to the youngest one. And at the same time, their second generation or the first generation whom they have given birth will also show that this man is a big man who is dead, that all these are his legacies.
In our Ijaw tradition, they cannot be omitted, they cannot be subtracted. Why? Because it's a doctrine in our culture. If you are a man, if we bury you today, the third day will be the day of shaving heads as of then. Now, according to the scripture in the Bible, we should not save head for the dead ones. So we don't shave heads again, but we do other traditional rites. It cannot be changed in any way. Why? Because that is culture. Nothing added to that.
They further listed other processes involved in the right and the implications of skipping them.
As they are going with the gele, not only men or women, any person who is interested, and the first son and the first daughter, they will go with his picture, enlarged picture. If she is a native, the gele will go to her father's place and they will give them presents like drink, money, and biscuit packets, and go around the whole community, every compound. Any person married to the deceased daughter will also give out his presents.
Don't do all those traditional rituals. Sometimes the devil take action through that man.
Yeah, if you don't do this, it kills, it destroys. And according to the visionaries, they said without that, the person in question have no rest in the bosom of our parents. So we must do that to appease every person.
Head shaving, as part of the second burial rites, is an age-long practice of the Ijaw people meant to ensure the peaceful transition of the soul of the deceased to the afterlife. Tari Prido Ikidi, reporting for NDTV News.
And from the ever-busy world of sports, Bayelsa United over the weekend shares the spoils with visiting side Katsina United in a thrilling match day 12 encounter at the Samson Siasia Stadium, Yenegua. For details of this report and other sports stories, let's join Ayemi Miene.
On March the 12th of the 2024-2025 MPFL season, Katsina United and Bayelsa United shared the spoils in an exciting match at the Samson Siasia Stadium. After winning all 3 points against Rivers United on the road, the Prosperity Boys sought to maintain their momentum. The squad remained the same and they got off to a great start, setting the pace and relentlessly attacking the opposition's defense. The home team believed they had won a penalty in the 25th minute, but the referee dismissed it, stating that Yahya Ibrahim had fallen too softly. Despite Ibrahim Rabiu's outstanding runs, dropping into midfield and connecting with play, Katsina defense remained resolute and happy with a score of 0-0 at halftime. The home team's pressure appeared to have decreased in the second half, but they were lucky to be awarded a penalty in the 51st minute. Ibrahim Yahya missed it, sending his shots against the crossbar. However, Rabiu Abdullahi gave Bayelsa United a 1-0 lead in the 73rd minute by beating his marker and heading in a cross. The Prosperity Boys were denied all 3 points even though they controlled the ball and created many opportunities. A defensive blunder in the 85th minute gave the away team the equalizer and the game ended in a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. Next up for the Prosperity Boys is a trip to Akure to play Shooting Stars. Samuel Onikeku has been fired by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria (AFN) as its technical director and head of its technical subcommittee. A committee was established by former Sports Development Minister John Eno to look into Nigeria's negative publicity at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, and Onikeku is one of the 2 AFN principal officers who have been charged. His dismissal came after every subcommittee established in April of this year was dissolved. The AFN president, Tonubok Okowa, made the announcement at a Federation Executive Board meeting on Saturday. Although no explanation was provided, knowledgeable people close to the Federation disclosed that the dissolution might not be unrelated to Onikeku's indictment by the Ministerial Investigative Committee and that all subcommittees may have been dissolved in order to give him a smooth transition. Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
And from the foreign scene, overnight Israeli strikes have killed dozens of people across the Gaza Strips as fighting continues between the Israeli army and Hezbollah in South Lebanon. 8 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Beit Lahia, according to Palestinian news agency Wafa, which also reported that an airstrike south of Gaza City killed and wounded civilians. According to sources, Israeli forces struck civil defense crews when they arrived at the site, killing 1 and wounding 3. Meanwhile, the director of Kamal Adwan Hospital in North Gaza said the facility was extreme catastrophe, with Israeli forces firing on the building as children and elderly patients suffering from malnutrition were receiving treatments. In southern Lebanon, fierce fighting is continuing between Hezbollah and Israel, with Hezbollah announcing earlier today that it had fired rockets at Israeli troops near Makaba town. Meanwhile, U.S. Special Envoy Amos Hochstein is expected in Israel today after a visit on Tuesday to Beirut to push a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal that could end the war. That report from our forest scene wraps up our news bulletin for this evening. Before we go, a look at our top stories. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri has charged the newly sworn-in permanent secretaries in the state to perform their duties with utmost integrity and accountability in the various ministries to which they have been assigned. We also brought you a report that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has transmitted to the Senate names of 3 nominees for appointments as commissioners in the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. And finally, overnight Israeli strikes have killed dozens of people across the Gaza Strip as fighting continues between the Israeli army and Hezbollah in South Lebanon. That's it on NDTV News. I am Joyce Batowe. Thanks for watching.